In this video, you're going to learn all about multi-level lists in Microsoft Word. Let's get started. So here I am in a document in Microsoft Word, and I'd like to make a packing list for a campout. And I want this to be a multi-level list. So item number 1, I'll just type 1, put in a period, tap space, and Word automatically indented the line. And now I'll just type in the first item in the packing list. I'll tap enter on the keyboard. But next, this is where I would like the multi-level aspect of this list to come into play. I want to be a little more specific about the tent. To make this a multi-level list, all I have to do is tap Tab, and Word automatically makes this line a sub-item of item number 1. So here I can type in 2-person or 3-person tent. I'll tap enter on the keyboard, and I'm still in that sub-level, and I've added another item. Now, if I want to, I can tap enter on the keyboard and then tap tab again, and it will indent even more, and now I have a sub-level of item number 1. Okay, so now I have 3 levels in my multi-level list. Now if I tap enter again, let's say I don't want to add another piece of information to the sub-level. I would like to go back 1 level. So instead of typing, all I have to do is tap enter on the keyboard, and it moves to the higher level. I'll tap enter again, and now I'm back to the very first level of my packing list. And I'll move on to backpack. Now there are other tools that we have to help us as we create our multi-level lists. For example, let's say I decide I want this piece of information to be more to the left. After highlighting it, I can go up here and use this decrease indent button. It's on the Home tab in the paragraph group. Just tapping that will move that piece of information to the left. And I could do it again if I want to, or I could send it back the other way. So these 2 buttons are very useful in making sure that the multi-level list is set up the way we want it to be. Now, it's not even necessary to click and drag to select all of the information. You can just click anywhere in it and then go up and use those buttons that way as well. So that's easier in many cases. Okay, so now that we've looked at how to create a multi-level list from scratch, I'm going to switch to a practice document, and you can get a copy of this in the description below the video. But as you can see, I have a multi-level list set up. It's fairly simple, but now that I have this established list, I can make some changes to it. For example, I can click and drag to select the list. It's a pretty long list, so I'll go down all the way to here. The entire list is selected, and with it highlighted, I'm going to go back up here to the Home tab in the paragraph group. Here is the multi-level list button, and this is full of options that I can use with my multi-level lists. So I'm going to click there, and it shows me the current list style that I have set up in this document. So the first level of the list is numbered, the second level has letters, and then it goes on from there. Now, if I would like, I could change the style for my multi-level list. I could change it to this. Let's look at the result. It's just a different way to portray the same basic idea. Or I could use this style. So I select it, and you can see the difference there. This is item 1, and then we have 1.1, 1.2, etc. That can be a very nice way to order your items in a multi-level list. We've also got symbols, and there are several other options as well. We have some heading options, some chapter options as well. So you can certainly choose one of these options that's preset in Microsoft Word. But I'd like to spend some time showing you a couple of the features that we have here at the bottom of the multi-level list options. First, let's look at Change List Level. And to show this properly, I'm going to go back to the typical style for multi-level lists. And I'm going to click away so that it deselects my entire list. Let's say that in this area here, item number 2 and the sub-items, I would like the list of sub-items, the jellyfish, the corals, etc., to be displayed differently. One way to do that, after highlighting them, is to go up here, select the multi-level list, and choose Change List Level. So in other words, right now it's at the 2nd level, but by clicking there, I can change the list level to be the 3rd level. And so all 5 of those items move over to the right. I could change it again. Maybe I'll move it all the way to like the 8th or 9th level, and you can see the results. I'll hold Control and tap Z a couple of times to put that back where it was before. So as you can see, that option here of changing the list level, that can be very helpful to make sure that your list is exactly in the place you want it to be. At the end of this video, I'll give you one more tip related to that, to the placement of your list on the screen and how it shows up. But next, I would like to show you how to create your own defined new multi-level list. You can see that option here. Before I do though, I'm going to click and drag to select my entire list again, and then I'll go back up and select the multi-level list button, and I'm going to choose Define New Multi-Level List. What I have here are some options for how the multi-level list works and how it displays, what it looks like. So you can see level 1 is here. If I click on 2, it shows me what level 2 is. Okay, it starts with a letter. Level 3, it's got an I, and then it'll be a double I and a triple I, etc. And so you can click through these levels to see how the different items in those levels will be labeled, or numbered, I guess you could say. So you could certainly make some changes to this. Let's say instead of starting with the number 1 for the first level, maybe you want it to be letters in all caps. So you can click here to change that, and now it'll be uppercase letter, and then the second level will be with a lowercase letter. In my opinion, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it is possible. I'm going to switch back. So feel free to make those changes. Just look through the list of options, and there are many different options to choose from. At the bottom of the list of options, though, there are a couple of really interesting and powerful options. We have New Bullet. If you select New Bullet, a library of symbols pops up, and you could select a specific symbol that you want to use for your bullet style. So I'll click OK, and now a heart, that's my level 1. What about level 2? Let's change that to another bullet symbol. Maybe it's going to be this double-sided arrow. Click OK, and you can see what we're doing here. I'm going to cancel that out, but I wanted you to see that when you define new multi-level lists, you can set them up the way you want with any of these types of numbers or lettering systems or bullets. Next, let's look at pictures. This is one of the more exciting options in my opinion. I can click here on New Picture. So my first level in my multi-level list is going to have, instead of the number 1 and then 2, 3, etc., I want it to have an image. So I'm going to search Bing. You could upload from one of these other options, from one of these other locations if you wanted to. But I'm just going to click to search Bing, and I want a blue arrow. I'll tap Enter on the keyboard. Let's see what Bing finds. It found several different blue arrows, and I'll just pick the one that I like the best. How about this one here? I click Insert, and it's downloading that arrow and using it as my first level number or symbol, whatever you want to call it. Now I can click on 2, and again I'll go here to the number style for this level. I'll go all the way down to the bottom, choose New Picture, and this is going to be a yellow sphere. Let's see if this works. I click on this, click Insert, and there's my second level symbol. I could continue to do this to develop my own defined multi-level list. Now that I have my levels set up the way I want them to be, notice that there are some options I have for what I'm applying these changes to the whole list, or to this point forward, or selected text, etc. There are some other options to pay attention to as well. And so I'm about to click OK. Before I do that, some of you, when you opened up this Define New Multi-Level List dialog box, you may not have seen all of these options. It's possible that you would need to click the button here in the lower left, More, to give you more options. And then if you don't need all of those options, you can click Less to remove some of them. So just be aware of that. I'm actually happy with my selections, so I'll click OK. And so my defined new multi-level list has been applied to my list because I had it selected, and it's working very well. If I add another level to one of these lists, for example here after tapeworms, I'm going to tap Enter and then Tab. Then the image for my third level is pulled in to the document. Okay, the final thing I want to show you about multi-level lists in Microsoft Word is that you can change the spacing for the words and the symbols or bullets or numbers in your multi-level lists. To show this, I'm going to click and drag to highlight my entire multi-level list. There it is. And I'll go back up here to the top. But this time, instead of using the multi-level list button, I'm just going to go here to the ruler that I have at the top of my Microsoft Word document. Now, if you don't have the ruler in your version of Microsoft Word, just go up here to the View tab and make sure that here in the Show group that ruler is checked. Okay, so with that checked, and I need all of my multi-level list highlighted, I can go up here to the ruler and make some adjustments to the spacing. Notice that I have two different little indents that are affecting my list. The first is called the first line indent, and the second is called, in this case, the left indent. So if I click on that first line indent, I can pull the symbol for my first level more to the right so that it's right next to the word that goes with it. Now that may or may not be a good idea, but I just want you to see that it is an option. You can also pull it further away. And notice that it's also affecting my second level symbol. So just be aware of that. Now what if the adjustment I want to make is to the second level? Well, I could just click and drag just on that second level and I get a different first line indent and left indent in this case. Again, I'm going to use the first line indent to push the symbol a little bit more to the right, closer to the text. Or I could pull it away. So in this video, we've looked at several aspects of multi-level lists in Microsoft Word. How to create them, how to change the style, and basically the look and feel of those lists. We looked at how to change the list level, how to define new multi-level lists, including how to use symbols or pictures for your multi-level lists. And we looked at how to use these indent tools on the ruler to move those symbols or numbers or letters, whatever you're using, closer or further away from your text. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it to be helpful. If you did, please like, follow, and subscribe. And when you do, click the bell and you'll be notified when I post another video. If you'd like to support my channel, the best way to do that is to join me as a channel member. You could also click the thanks button. You could support me through my Patreon account or by buying channel merch, and you'll see information about those options in the description below the video. Speaking of my channel supporters, I need to say thank you to my fantastic super techie channel supporters. Thank you so much for all you do. One final word. If you like this video and you would like to learn more about Microsoft Word, you need to watch Microsoft Word for Beginners, the complete course. In that video, you'll learn everything you need to know about Microsoft Word.